knowing in advance it's coming, people. I'm going to be accused of not being the humble, flexible fluid watchman on the wall, but the windbag on the wall. Yep, my favorite detractors of this channel are going to say, there he goes again. All fluff, no stuff. In my defense, I've got to tell you, I got to set up this foundation. And why, might you ask? Tomorrow's audio, people. Yep, I got to set it up today, or tomorrow's audio may not make any sense whatsoever. So here we go. I hope they try to bear with me. They can always skip around or they can always click off, but it is what it is. Now look, common sense here, people. When scheduling brain surgery, I humbly suggest the important considerations involve the surgeon performing the surgery. You want to argue with that? How many times has he/she performed this procedure? Yeah, I got it. Somebody's got to be first, but we're talking about me now and my brain. And doctor, how many times have you done this? I mean, that'd be a good question to ask. What are her qualifications? Hey, what's wrong with asking that? Pretty harmless. I mean, if you're a qualified surgeon, you should be proud of your record and you should be able to rattle them off to me. How about the class standings? Doctor, did you graduate in the top half of med school classes or the bottom half? Might be nice to know. Did you come flying through with flying colors, or did you struggle and crawl through and just got out the back door? And maybe even another consideration is, where did you attend medical school? Offshore in Grenada or Duke University? That might have some bearing on the quality of your education. Now let me digress, and then I'm going to get back and tie this all in. Back in the day, let's see, when was that? 1987, 89, I believe it was, yes. When I was playing the Let's Farm the Veterans Administration and Go to School game as a job, I attended the North Dakota State College of Science. I don't know, it used to be NDSSS, now it's NDSCS, a very reputable school in Wahpeton, North Dakota. I started electronics technology. Now, people, that curriculum was 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 2 years. Did I graduate? Inquiring minds want to know. Hell no. Come on, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, for 2 years, and the pay is the same? I learned real quick, real fast. I got good, people. You go over to the liberal arts side, you take 12 credits, drop to 8. Now you're in the money. You got it now. Now you're going 3-4 times a week for an hour here and then, hang around the stupid center, have your coffee, and, don't buy the books. Stay away from the scam at the bookstore. So, electronic technology, very complicated labs, people. Very complicated electronic theory classes. I'll never forget the study of transistors. Hole flow. Hole, like you got a hole in your pocket, like there's a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, that kind of hole. Hole flow. That's a tough concept. And interdispersed throughout your 8-hour day, 5 days a week, you walk to the other side of the college campus, the useless, worthless liberal arts side, and you waste your time doing the Englishes, the pseudosciences, like psychology and sociology. Why? Well, the school says, and I asked them, what the F am I taking this BS for? The school doesn't want to graduate just a technician. Nope, they want you to be well-rounded and grounded and enriched in the liberal arts. My ass. I throw the bullshit flag so fast on that one, make your head spin. The school is protecting its employees that teach the bullshit classes. Otherwise, the teachers of the bullshit classes would have to take diesel mechanics, or learn to paint houses, or dig ditches, or hang and tape sheetrock. Yeah, that's quite the art. Don't doubt me on this, people. Now back to my opening point on the brain surgeon. You know what? I'm going to have my brain operated on, hypothetically, and I don't give a shit if he's ever read Plato, Allegory of a Cave, or E.B. White's Once More to the Lake. I really don't give a damn if he prefers, or she, don't want to discriminate, prefers HBO over Showtime. And You might find this hard to believe. I really don't care if my surgeon, be it a male or female, drinks tall, cool, crisp Millennium Budweisers. I might have to have one today around noon. Or a disgusting IPA. Or worse, Busch Light. No, I don't care. What's the takeaway? The takeaway is, people, the watchman, not the windbag on the wall, but the watchman, should be held to the same considerations. You got to apply the same thing of a brain surgeon to a watchman. However, in my defense, what if we aren't on the same page, speaking the same language? You can see the problem there, right? I could lose my audience. You may not understand what I'm hollering down from the wall. And this is just the foundation, people, for tomorrow. There's going to be some news that flew under the radar at the end of this. And it should be a short audio. All right, here we go. About 20 miles west of Willow City, there is a federal managed wasteland. Now, they call it wetlands management. You know what I call it? I call it what it is, wasteland. Because back in the 30s, productive land, highly productive land, was taken out of production and turned into a swamp. Nah, don't tell me on that either. During the Great Depression, during the Holodomor, remember we talked about that yesterday in the Ukraine? During the wheat police, you know what the wheat police were? They happened here, people. Not some distant place overseas you can't point to on a map. You might want to do the Google on the wheat police. Nothing new under the sun. And that's when we are allowed to see the sun, by the way, which hasn't been recently, except for periodic cameo performances. So here's where I'm going to go with this one. I suspect, would not be surprised, that very, very soon, the wasteland refuge, where you need a college degree to grow weeds. Some people, I went to 5 colleges, farming the BA, never graduated, and I can grow bumper crops of weeds every year when I'm pretending I'm a gardener, pretending I have a green thumb. So very soon, I suspect the prod 20 miles from here will pile up a massive amount of dead geese. And the cause of all these dead birds? Well, you know what it is. It's going to be the dead chicken disease. How are they going to know? Well, they're going to use the infamous RT-PCR test. Don't even think of doubting me on this. And if not 20 miles from here, it's going to be on some federal wasteland somewhere. Seeing with your own eyes, people, look at the pile of dead birds. They're just dropping like flies. And it's only going to be the dreaded monocorona bird flu. Yep. Here's a revelation for you. Living things die, people, whether they're birds or humans. Countless ways they die. Yeah, it's a long list if you try to make one. Now, in this case, when it comes to the dead geese 20 miles away, it's only going to be one cause of death. Nothing else matters. Don't take their word for it. I'm telling you, people. Okay, let's get to the other news you might have missed to make the naysayers that are pissed off at me right now because of the opening fluff. Headline, OpenAI. Now, we just discussed this here a couple of days ago, people. OpenAI, artificial intelligence, was a company founded, amongst others, by Elon Musk, wealthiest man in the world. He has since quit OpenAI. But here's a headline. OpenAI chief scientist says advanced AI may already be conscious. Quote, it may be that today's large neural networks are slightly conscious. Well, now one of my critics that happens to be at the bottom of Peter Pitt on a regular basis, I won't mention no names, people. We'll just call him, what's a good name for him? Oh, yeah, we'll just call him Bat Jesus. He really is a pain in my ass when it comes to criticizing and critiquing my audios. He even attacks my stuttering and pronunciation of words. I have to agree with him. Change the AI, artificial intelligence, to DI, Delta, India, demonic intelligence. Because that's what it is, people. And just like I said a few days ago, remember Geordie Rose? You remember D-Wave? Do you remember quantum computers? Do you remember him saying, we're summoning the demons, and they see us the way we see bugs? Yeah. So stand by for heavy rolls there. And Another one farmers and ranchers might be interested in. Just recently, just the other day, a fluke Arctic blast hit Europe. Particularly hard hit were Germany and Spain. And those poor little spring, delicate little crops just poking their head out of the brutal ground. Yeah, they got nailed. A fluke Arctic blast. Okay, people. Now, nothing to see here. Shit just happens. Mother Nature's a bitch. Right. Believe all that bullshit, okay? Now, even though they've been practicing weather control and modification for 70 plus years, yet we're supposed to believe they never get good at it. I'm going to tell you some people, if I hung and taped sheetrock for 70 years, I'd be damn good at it. Stand on the knob, people. Oh, and Ernest Borgnine, he's getting it. Yeah, Ernest Borgnine's twin drinks at the bottom Peter Pit, usually later on in the evening. He just disputes, is it the hand on the knob, or is the guy running a couple of levers? Can't argue with that. I have no comeback. So, anyway, I'm working on setting up tomorrow's audio. The title of that one's going to be The Sound of Dark. We all know the sound of dark. Jesus. The speed of dark. We all know the speed of light. The only way you can find out is mathematically calculating it like a wind chill. I will tell you tomorrow what the speed of darkness is. And trust me on that one. Stuff to do, people. Keeping it short.